Welcome back to Dale with yours truly, Roberto Ventura. And today's episode, we're going to talk about a very simple topic, but that really fucks with people, and that's patience. Patience is a motherfucker, man, because it's requiring of you to put in the work and not see direct results in even a month's time, a year's time, or years time, which is very discouraging sometimes. But if you do get through that initial hump and you do get that mindset and have that work ethic, you'll have all the ingredients you need to end up seeing those exponential results later on. And it's just a matter of realizing that life is very long and you don't need to see these huge life-changing results in just a couple days. Life may actually be boring. Life may actually be boring if you did see the results that quickly. The way I like to compare it is, if there's cheat codes in life, you would have everything. You would have all the money, all the fame, all the successes and riches in a day, and then what? It's fun for a week, and then you're fucking bored and you just want to stop playing the game. And we don't want to stop playing the game called life. And so cheat codes suck. And what's really fun is the climb. And if you get into that mindset of enjoying the climb, enjoying the micro failures, the struggle, the hassles, the tests, the challenges, for the shit that you love doing, and excelling in that aspect, and that can be in any regard: career, family, relationships, etc. Just seeing that progress as you put in the work is amazing. And you really have to give credit where credit is due. And so if you've been putting in the work and you see some micro results, you have to yell that to the mountaintops. You have to realize that micro progress means so much. So don't discount it just because someone else is getting results that you aren't getting yet, or whatever the case may be. Don't compare yourself. Compare yourself only to yourself. And if you're better than who you were yesterday, even by a penny of a fraction, that is already a blessing. So you really embrace that. Go you. You deserve a pat on the back, if that's not too cheesy. No, but in all seriousness, patience is a bitch. But man, if I could really preach something today, it's for you to take a moment, stop, put your emotions to the side really quick, and all that energy of you just tripping out on not having things right now, put it to the side and give yourself 2 seconds to really try and comprehend the full scope of this statement. Life is a marathon. Life is a long-term game. Yes, you can die tomorrow, but if you don't, you could die tomorrow, fuck. Even if you die tomorrow, if you're doing the shit that you want to do, even if it's in the midst of struggles to try to achieve what you want to achieve, you're still living the life that you wanted to live. Why the hell would you have wanted to spend your last unknowing day of your life vacationing if that's not what you wanted to do? Or working if you wanted to vacation? It's a vice versa game. It really depends on who you are. It's a contextual game, better said. And so life is a marathon. You never know when you'll drop. But while you're running and while you're still going, you want to make sure you're geared toward getting all those things that you want to get out of life. Like, squeeze the fuck out of it and get what you want out of it. For some people, that's very ambitious. For other people, that's just complacency in a good way, where they like it, and everyone's different. But whether you're fulano across the street that wants to be a CEO, or mulano, mulano. If you're mulano that literally just wants to be on the couch just watching TV and eating shit all day because he likes doing that after work, or you're zutano that literally is just fucking doesn't give a fuck about anything, not Netflix or CEO, just literally stares at a wall all day. If you're fulano, mulano, or zutano, or you're you, it doesn't matter as long as you're happy And I feel that the happiness that you can get out of realizing patience in your life is tenfold. I feel that patience goes hand to hand with happiness, because really just recognizing the length of our time here and not tripping up over micro things puts your mind to ease. It gives you composure. You're not tripping over little cracks or little facets. You're not meticulous. You're just not tripping over the little shit that doesn't matter. You know, when like some real shit goes down in your life and you're like, damn, was I really stressing over that? Or you look back at your middle school days, your high school days, even your college, even last week. You look back at last week and you're like, was I really just stressing over that? What a waste of time. And honestly, it was a waste of time. So there's no need to trip. There's no need to have anxiety. And especially with anxiety climbing up, not only in the US, but globally, climbing up to a rate that's never been seen before, goes hand to hand with our tendency to be impatient. And we really need to untangle that. If you realize, if you just back up and really look at the situation, there's not much you have to trip about. Okay, you get fired. Fine, you get another job. I know it sounds easy, and I know it's not that easy, but really, if you want it, it can happen. You don't have to trip up about shit. If you're not happy at your job, find another job. If you don't like living where you live somewhere else. Now, if you're sticking to the same things that you're doing every day and then want to live somewhere else, but you're complaining about it and not changing any of your actions to then meet that objective, that is literally insane by the definition. There's no way you'd get a different result if you're not doing different shit at that point. Yes, there are some case scenarios where anxiety is naturally going to be driven up if you have an illness or a family member passes away, or the uncontrollable factors. That is like mad respect, mad empathy, compassion, and understanding going your way for me. But for the shit that you can control and that you can genuinely control, not that you think it's uncontrollable, but you can really actually control it, you're just being a little bitch about it. It's exactly that. You can do something about it. So friggin' do something about it. And don't complain and get impatient and trip up over shit that doesn't matter, or that can change for you if you just change the mindset. And so another thing I want to talk about patience is, whether it's that girl or boy or they that you're pursuing in love, or it's a career that you want to have and you're pursuing it every single day, or it's having a family, getting married, not getting married, traveling, whatever your goal is ahead of you. And of course there's a time interval between you not having it and you having it. To remain patient while in the pursuit of trying to achieve that goal, you just have to really observe whether or not you're putting in the cent every single day toward that goal. Don't give yourself a deadline necessarily, but do give yourself some sense of time that it would take for you to achieve the goal. So if you want to go on a vacation, it's $5,000. How much are you saving a year? How much are you saving a week? How much are you saving today? And see how long it would take you to get that $5,000. Or if it's a significant other or that you want to have and you're pursuing somebody, what are you doing that's getting you there? Are you showing them that you give a fuck? My whole thing is, your actions have to reflect what your objective is. If those don't match up, there's no fucking way that you'll achieve the objective. Now, if it's with your career, are you moving up the levels that you're supposed to move up? If you want to be a professional photographer, are you spending even an hour a day practicing your photography? If you want to be a singer, are you practicing singing daily or weekly or whenever you may practice? If you want to be a CEO, are you moving up in positions where you get to not only execute, but then showcase your talents and your skills to then move up the ladder? Are you constantly speaking to your boss about what they would want, what they believe to be the qualities and goals that someone who wants to move up the ladder would need to achieve before doing so, and then you going out and actually doing those things? Are those conversations you're having? Are those questions you're asking yourself? Are those the actions you're tailoring to your objective? If they're not, then let this be the moment you pause this video and actually start to question or reevaluate what the fuck's going on. I really believe in acting and action being the answer to most things, but there's a 1% time that you actually have to step back and reevaluate what you're doing, so that way you can match up your actions to where you want to go. Truthfully, if you want to be patient, if you want to be happy, if you want to be successful, patience is key. And to achieve patience, you need to not only recognize that life is long, but you need to reevaluate whether what you're doing is getting you to where you want to go. If you're in a shit scenario where everybody in your inner circle is not who you want to be hanging out with, are you eliminating those people? And are you trying to find better people? Life's abundant. You have options and choices every single day. It's just a matter of what choices what doors you're opening up, and what rooms are you entering where there's a new set of choices that you might actually prefer. It's super easy to hate life when you've made your life just a bucket of choices that you would never want to take, and it's just a matter of which bullet you want to bite. But it gets real fucking good when you set up your life to be a room of abundance of good choices, great, fabulous choices, and you actually have to say no to some of them, because you have to choose the best out of the bunch that's already great. It's just a matter of how you're perceiving shit and what you're doing to move yourself along. Patience is gonna settle your anxiety. Patience can settle your depression. Patience can do a lot. And it can remove that irritation, that modern amplified irritation to want everything right now. And I feel once you detach yourself from that, the wanting right now feeling, you don't give a fuck about your metrics as much as you do about what you're doing and the value you get out of it and where it's taking you. You don't give a fuck about irrelevant shit or the time it takes necessarily to get a goal. You just care about whether you're getting it in the first place and whether you're happy in the process of trying to get it. And that is happiness. So if you want happiness in the process, you're gonna need patience. And I hope I just gave you 1 or 2 ways that you can achieve that patience. Well, I'm super glad that you guys joined me on this episode. I love talking about shit like this, if you haven't noticed, and I really want to start mapping shit out and really putting my perspective into fruition. I want to be able to articulate and map out, really outline my perspective when it comes to stuff like patience, consistency, habit forming, mindset, happiness, and basically all the elements to evolve as a person. And I want to map it out, because if one of you really digs my vibe or just understands me at a better level than you would, at a greater depth than you would with someone else, I would love to provide that value to you. And if I can communicate in a way you prefer, it's all the better. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy your day. I'm glad you tuned in to Dale. Whatever. I'm glad you guys tuned in, and if you would love to continue the conversation, please do DM me on Instagram or tweet me, whatever the case may be. Message me on YouTube. Yeah, have a great one. Cool bean. It's hot. fucking hot.